Well, today I'm going to share with you something that could be a pros found anywhere, or it could be just a movie review or a movie rant. Because after all, most of where I would get a lot of my ideas when I dungeon master isn't from video games, because video games are bland. There's no characterization. The puzzles are pretty simple, straightforward. You push a block here, you push a block there. But there's no character development, there's no world development. You don't get to see the picture, the bigger picture. You just see the character. Let's take John Cena here again. Just, he got his big gun and he goes, and that's it. There's the background this way. Now if it's a 3D graphic, it's this way. But if it's first person shooter, it's like this. And you just got corridors, but you don't get the spectrum of like colorful villains, colorful henchmen, colorful characters as a whole. Even if they're badly done characters by actors, they're still characters. And with the death of the video store, we lost a broad era of movie making. We lost like half of Jean-Claude Van Damme's filmography. We lost part of Stallone's early career, I should say, not his later career, because pretty much that's studio. But you got films by Roger Corman which you can't find anymore, like the Deathstalker series. This series has 4 movies in it. This is Deathstalker 1 and Deathstalker 2 I've got the other two, but I didn't feel like bringing them. And you'd go to the video store and you'd look at them like this. You'd find movies like this, even movies with Chuck Norris, POW, with David Carradine. You could find Death Race before Death Race became the big cult classic. You could go find on the top shelf above where you look, you'd find Here the Movies, the porn up here. Before it became a hidden area. You had just a whole lot of movies. Or you had movies that weren't porn at the time that got moved over there, or porn movies that got moved down here as time progressed. But movies, as time progressed, slowly changed. You got movies like The Norsemen with Lee Majors, very good fantasy film. I feel that Crichton was truly influenced by this film for the 13th Warrior, because it plays out the same way. A lot of the characters are the same. The only difference is this is the POW version of the Norsemen going in rescue them from the Indians. The Antonio Banderas 13th Warrior, they're going in to explore the mystery of this race. You got like Warrior Queen 1 and 2. Xena before Xena became Xena. These are a few films like Deathstalker 1 where you can actually see the late what's her name? She's a blonde. She was killed by Robert Shapiro. She committed suicide actually. They kind of claimed it. Lana Clarkson. It's some of the movies she was in. A lot of her work is lost. And people are wondering what makes her so big. Was she just a Playboy model? She's an actress, but does her work really exist? And I would have to say no. You could go on eBay and find some of this stuff on double collected classics, but these movies were the first giveaway films when DVD came out. A lot of it was ported for a short amount of time, and it didn't stay on the shelves. And you got like even anime films that just totally disappeared, like this one, Kabuto. And you had other series of anime which hit the shelves. They would be there. A lot of times were mixed with the cartoons actually. You had to brave the children's aisle just to find the anime. But as video stores slowly died and became DVD stores, DVDs became more Hollywood. And Hollywood basically was saying, we're going to put out these. Like Paranoia Activity. It kind of slid through the crack. Or it would have been a DVD film, a DVD release. And same as the Blair Witch. But Blair Witch was at the tail end of the VHS market. And you're going, yeah, but those movies were crap. But those movies are the movies that are being remade today, just to make an audience like it, like Clash of the Titans. You're wondering, why would they remake Clash? If it wasn't for VHS, Clash of the Titans wouldn't have found an audience to pass on to the next generation. Bad News Bears, another one. The whole genre of the VHS market just totally disappeared. You can't find it anywhere except for at flea markets, and at flea markets all year you don't find this stuff. You know, these films like this, you tend to find the films like the Hollywood best, Star Wars, Star Trek, but you don't find films like how do you put it? Some of the lesser known sci-fi, like When Worlds Collide. It was on DVD, but it's not anymore. It's hard to find. I happened to find it in a discount bin at a Blockbuster that was closing them out. But that's beside the point. But the point being is, yet a lot of movies made it over to DVD in the early DVD tape, but then they're lost. The studios don't want to produce them anymore. They're going to want to remake them. And remaking is basically a whole nother discussion, we'll say. But going back to the death of the video store, even the cat here realizes, I want to know what a video store is. The death of the video store made it really, really hard to go find and explore film. You just don't have that luxury anymore. The red box is limited to what is released over the last few months. And now when you go into, let's say, a Walmart or a Target, it's basically going in and you're looking at the top 40 plus the new releases. And then when you go look at the discount bin is all the overstock of the movies that you didn't buy. The audience, the viewer, the what do you put it? The customer. You can find a full screen version of Aliens vs. Predator, but you can't find a widescreen for $5. Or you go in there and you go, wow, one day you can find some of the great Clint Eastwood films, the other days you can't. You find like junk. A lot of romance, a lot of comedy. You know, a lot of the comedies that you want to forget that were in the theaters currently, that we're not passing around. We're going, wow, this kind of sucked. It kind of sucked on the home market. Why are we even watching it? You know, if it wasn't for, let's say, like videotape, you wouldn't have like a Quentin Tarantino or a Kevin Smith coming in talking about obscure things like Olaf the Berserker, who actually appears in the Norsemen. He's actually the character in the song of the Kevin Smith song, from the song Clerks, I think it is. You know, it's just little trivia things like that. Or Vanishing Point, with that they quote a lot in Death Proof. These movies have all dried up and disappeared. Or if you do find them, they're very limited release, and they're released through catalogs or in the cult sections of of some borders that still have them. But you're going to have to decide for yourself if you're going to want to trek out to a flea market and find some of these old films. Because some of these old films are greater treasures than what we're buying on DVD. But I will say one thing that is the benefit of DVD is DVD has given us the luxury to see full runs of TV shows we could never see on VHS because it costs too much. The overhead to put them on tapes is just way too much. But for DVD, we can see an entire run of a series like Lost or Battlestar Galactica. And it's cost efficient. But this is all for now. I will have to come back later and share some more information maybe about the old video movies. Thank you.